So I think something very interesting is going to happen with a superstar player this offseason for the Washington Commanders. This isn't something that is rumored, reported, or guaranteed to happen. I genuinely just think, looking at how the trajectory of us building this team, this superstar player is about to get a big bag at some point this offseason. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We on the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about this superstar player for the Washington Commanders potentially getting a big bag this offseason. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But we do make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So with all the moves we've made this offseason thus far, whether it's the trades bringing in Deebo Samuel, Laremy Tunsil, or free agent signings of Will Hurst and a slew of other guys, there's still one thing that I think Washington should do and will eventually do at some point this offseason. That is extending superstar player Terry McLaurin. As we know, Terry McLaurin is coming up on the final year of his deal, and he's one of the guys that is a cornerstone piece of this franchise. He's been the guy that has held us down, quarterback after quarterback, coach after coach, and still producing at a high level, and he's coming off of his best year, and you can only imagine that the trajectory for him is going up. Granted, he is getting older. He is 29, will be 30 at the start of next year or this upcoming season, so he is getting older. However, in this day and age, in this game, 30 years old is still pretty young. And with us bringing in a guy like Deebo Samuel and him playing on a one-year deal, you could potentially have your two wide receivers locked up for the near future. Deebo is on a one-year prove-it deal with all of his contract being guaranteed, and Terry McLaurin is trying to go out and play for an extension. However, I personally think it shouldn't even wait that long. I think Terry McLaurin's body of work speaks for itself, and with us extending Terry McLaurin, it is going to allow us to save some money on the cap this year. This is something that I felt like Washington was going to do at some point this offseason, but at this point, I could see it getting done probably right before the training camp time comes around. With Terry McLaurin being extended, it puts a much more money back onto the books. Right now, we're sitting at about $22 million. I don't expect Washington to do anything else really that is big. Obviously, we're out of the Trey Hendrickson sweepstakes. I'm really off that, to be honest with you. I'm focused on the draft now. But with all these other receivers getting paid, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, who I think deserved the money, they kind of reset the value of the wide receiver market. So Terry McLaurin, what would he be getting if he was to get a contract extension? So I have it pulled up here. All of the wide receivers that are, the highest paid receivers in the league currently, right now, obviously, it's Jamar Chase with $40 million a season. That is a lot of money. Then after that, it would be Justin Jefferson with 35, CeeDee Lamb with 34, A.J. Brown 32, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 30, Tyreek Hill at 30, and Brandon Ayuk at 30. Now, who's one of the guys on that list that you think don't belong? If you ask me, it is Brandon Ayuk. Now, granted, I thought Brandon Ayuk was going to be really good, and he still could be. You know what I'm saying? But this is a big season for Brandon Ayuk coming off a torn ACL. But he got $30 million a season. And for a team to already be looking to trade him, that kind of speaks to how they feel about you. So where does Terry McLaurin range in those top highest paid receivers? In my opinion, I think Terry's right in the middle. He's not up there with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb. You can argue and say he's not up there with A.J. Brown, but I'm not going to do that because I do think Terry McLaurin is still just as good as A.J. Brown. Granted, A.J. Brown has had amazing years. But I think the more Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin plays, he'll eventually have a AJ Brown-esque impact if he haven't already. And AJ Brown's getting $32 million. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a really good wide receiver, but he's not better than Terry McLaurin. Tyreek Hill's still a dog, and if you would take him over Terry McLaurin, still I can't argue that. But he's making $30 million. And that being said, I think Terry McLaurin could be into that $31.5 million range, probably, because that puts him right under AJ Brown, but just over Amon-Ra St. Brown, just slightly. So $31.5 million a season, maybe on a 3-year deal. That could possibly be good for Terry McLaurin. But again, for me personally, and I could just be thinking from a fan standpoint and kind of acting as if I know Terry McLaurin, something tells me he's not going to command that much money. Now, I could be wrong. And if Terry wants $31 million a season or $30 million a season, all by any means, go for it. He deserves it. But something tells me Terry's the kind of guy that's like, hey, nah, I'm here to win. I'm here to do best for the team. Get me a fair deal for myself, but also I don't want to break the team's pockets. So maybe a $27 million a year contract could be good financially for both sides, but I think Terry should try to cash in and get as much money as he possibly can, because once again, he deserves it. He was the face of this franchise until Jaden Daniels came along, carried this franchise so long. And he's older. He's 30. This is gonna be probably the last time. Or he's going to be 30. This is probably the last time that he gets a big contract like this. I'm sure Terry McLaurin, with how much, or less mileage is on his body, he has years of football left. But I don't think, since he's getting older in age, he'll ever get to a point where he can cash in for $30 million possibly a season. Again, will he get contract extensions? Yeah, of course. The longer he plays, he'll always get contract extensions or 1-year deals, 2-year deals as he get older and still proven vet and still really good. However, he's at the point of his career where he's coming off of the best year of his career, and he needs to cash in as soon as possible. And when it comes to Washington's standpoint, you need to attack this now, because the longer you wait, the more Terry McLaurin's going to eventually become expensive, because the more he plays with Jaden Daniels, the more plays that they make together, the more times that they create memories and breaking records and helping us win playoff games and Super Bowl, the more expensive he's going to be. So right now, Terry McLaurin, again, like I said, his range for me is right under AJ Brown, right over Amon-Ra St. Brown at $31.5 million a season. That's why I think he should ask for. However, I do think he may ask for less than that just because he's that kind of team player. But if you don't pay him this offseason, and if you wait until Terry McLaurin has yet another season in which he goes all the way up, I'm not telling you he's gonna make Jamar Chase money, because $40 million a year is insane. But he's definitely going to be in that 34, that CeeDee Lamb range if he goes up and have another really good year like he did this past season. And when it comes to the front office and how we orchestrate things, I think they're going to jump out in front of it. We jumped out in front of Sam Cosmi's deal when it was time to get him paid. We jumped out in front of the Deebo Samuel thing with allowing him to get him only in for a 1-year deal, and still other signings that went in our favor, and we orchestrated it. With the Javon Kinlaw signing, right? This is essentially a 1-year winner with him as well. We can get out of his contract next year. Laramie Tunsil, same thing. Like, we're not just giving Laramie Tunsil a contract extension. He wants it, but we're going to make him earn it. Right? He goes out, has a really good year this year. I already get him his contract extension. He doesn't cut ties with him, move on. So this regime is used to jumping out in front of the fastball, you know what I'm saying, and getting on top of it and knocking it out the park. National season start in a couple days, as y'all know. I'm a Nets fan. I'm ready for that. That's why that was all on my mind. Shout out CJ Abrams and the guys. But getting out in front of that, that's what we do. That's what we do. So I expect Terry McLaurin to get a contract extension. I think something very interesting is going to happen with him this offseason. If he doesn't get a contract extension, am I upset? No, not at all. That just means they have a plan for it at the end of this season, because there's no way you let him walk. Like, obviously, he's too important to this team. He's too good to this team. He's the face of the franchise. Before Jaden Daniels arrived, still is the face of the franchise. Still is my favorite. Contrary to popular belief, still is my favorite commander. I love JD5. Right, but no, Terry McLaurin is my favorite commander. and will always be skin football team commander. We gotta get them inked up. We got to, because it helps both sides out. And again, like I said, this regime gets out in front of everything, and they've done a good job with stuff like this. So I don't expect it to be any different. So just keep your eyes peeled for a potential mummer of Terry McLaurin potentially in talks with the Commanders at some point this offseason. If it doesn't happen now, I think in the summertime, probably like the Mayish, June-ish, right before the training camp happens, we'll hear something about Terry McLaurin getting the deal done. And you know how we move, right? We could potentially be in talks right now, but it just ain't out into the public. That's how we move. That's how the Sam Cosmi trade was. Do y'all remember that one? I mean, the sign for the extension, right? It was just out of the blue. I was out having a regular day. It was no talks of Sam Cosmi getting the extension to my recollection. And boom, he gets extended. So that's how we move. We could be talking to Terry McLaurin for a deal right now, and we just don't know it. But he deserves all his money, and I think he's gonna get it. And Terry McLaurin, I can't say enough about him. I will be here an hour talking about everything he's meant and done for this franchise. So we ain't even gonna wrap him up, Terry. But you know what it is, Slim. You know how you come in this season, and you know that you are a true definition when it comes to who is a commander. You look no further than Terry McLaurin. So let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comment section down below. Again, no concrete report saying he's gonna get extended. This is just Juan Gotti taking a stab at it, saying I think we should, and I think something's gonna happen. But leave your comments and thoughts down below. Do you think Washington should extend Terry McLaurin? If so, leave down why. If you don't think so, why not as well. As always, me boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Want to roll to 10,000 subscribers, so greatly appreciate if you reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all later. I'm out. Peace.
Never gave a ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.